Alex Thompson there, well, the former Labour MP, now Lord Arbuthnot, who's campaigned on the Horizon scandal for years, joins me now from Westminster. A Conservative MP, I beg your pardon. Lord Arbuthnot, when they're talking about shutting down MPs, they're talking about shutting you down, aren't they?
They are, clearly. And trying to shut down Alan Bates and the Justice for Sub-Postmasters Alliance. They had already, let's not forget, shut down the Sub-Postmasters Union, the National Federation of Sub-Postmasters, by paying for the whole of that union. And as a result, the Sub-Postmasters got no help at all from their own union.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because MPs are supposed to be treated with respect, they're supposed to be listened to, they're supposed to be able to lobby on behalf of their constituents, and they were trying to shut you down.
Yes, because Second Sight were getting too close to the truth. And the truth was very damaging for the Post Office. So they were trying to get rid of us troublesome MPs as quickly as they could.
They were trying to kill off the scandal, weren't they?
Yes, they were, as Ian Henderson has just said, they were trying to cover the whole thing up. And it is always the cover-up that makes things much, much worse, which is why Paula Fennells said in her evidence to the Select Committee something that was simply not true.
Well, exactly. I mean, Ian Henderson is perhaps bolder or less polite. He's quite clear. He says when he heard her say that there was no evidence of miscarriage of justice, she was lying.
Yes.
He's in no doubt about that. Do you agree?
I do. It's quite clear. The Post Office had instructed its own insurers 2 years before she said that to the Select Committee, that there was a risk that there were miscarriages of justice. Am I to believe that that didn't get to the Chief Executive? I'm not. So clearly the Post Office was lying to the Select Committee, and I wrote to the Speaker 2 or 3 years ago to say that that lie had been told and that evidence needed to be, and that something needed to be done about it. It is getting worse and worse.
Exactly on that point about something needs to be done. It is a very serious issue, isn't it, to lie to Parliament, to lie to MPs at a Select Committee?
Very, very.
So what happens now?
Well, I think it is time that the police began to operate with rather more speed and effectiveness than they so far have. It's now 3 years since Mr. Justice Fraser referred 2 people to the police for investigation into possible perjury in front of the courts. But I think that we mustn't wait for the Post Office inquiry to produce its results. I think the police should be acting now.
On the basis of what we know right now, that there's no need to wait for the inquiry, criminal prosecutions, criminal investigations should be ongoing?
Yes. The postmasters deserve that justice is visited on those who did them so much wrong as quickly as justice was visited on the postmasters themselves.
I mean, one of the other bits of the information in the film, really just asking you in terms of your sort of personal involvement, was your constituent, Jo Hamilton. You know, the information in the film shows that there was no evidence of theft. It was written down, but they prosecuted her anyway. That is well known. It'll be well known to you. But I wonder, does it still have the ability to shock you, what is being uncovered at the moment, the ground that we're going over now?
This is a story of profound corruption at an organisation owned by and overseen by the government. I think it is deeply shocking, yes.
Lord Arbuthnot, thank you so much for talking to us this evening. Thank you.